After I left the Courtyard by Marriott in Marina del Rey, I received an opportunity to go back into sales and to work at the Crown Plaza at LAX. I must say, I was just so excited to be back in sales. I mean, I had definitely missed it and wondering what the heck, why did I ever go back in operations in the first place? Now that I'm back in sales at the Crown Plaza LAX, now I'm starting to call all my old clients from when I was in sales with the Hilton and Warner Center. You know, you always want to make connections with previous clients to let them know where you are now, what you're selling, what opportunities you have for them at your hotel. Now, as I'm so-called dialing for dollars, or just letting people know, previous people that may have booked with me or maybe didn't book with me but were potential clients of mine, I let them know where my the new hotel. And this is the first day, okay? Now this is unheard of for you to book business on the first day that you've been at your new hotel. But that actually happened. I booked the League of California Cities, which is kind of a state government agency back then. I booked them on my first day at the Crown Plaza. I booked them. It was maybe for like maybe 3 months. It was about 90 days. Okay, so they're going to come in like 90 days. But I booked them on the first day, my first day as a sales manager at the Crown Plaza, LAX. And it helped that I had a previous relationship with the meeting planner. Okay, so I worked with her before. I've known her for years. And just so happened, timing's everything. And just so happens when I called her to let her know where I was, she was looking for a hotel in Los Angeles, not necessarily the LAX area, but I persuaded her to take a look at this hotel. And, long story short, she ended up booking with us. And then out of the blue, the unthinkable happens. After 3 weeks on the job, you know how you're getting used to everything, you're getting used to everybody, you're forming new relationships with the people that you work for and everything like that. Then I get this phone call. The phone call I received was from a previous colleague, a colleague that I work with at another hotel some years ago in Sacramento at the Sheraton in Rancho Cordova. Okay, get this phone call from this young lady, and now she was a sales manager back then, but now she is a VP of sales for this new startup. The startup is called Sunstone Hotels. Now, Sunstone Hotels back then was a REIT, a real estate investment trust, and of course, you can't manage a REIT can't manage itself, so they had to form a management company. Okay, so that was Sunstone Hotels. So I learned all that stuff back then. Well, anyway, Sue Gregory, who was the VP of sales for Sunstone, was a previous colleague of mine. We worked together at the Sheraton in Rancho Cordova. So she calls me out of the blue and says, "Hey, congratulations on your new job and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I have an opportunity for you." Now, I hadn't spoken to Sue since then, okay? And now she's calling me out of the blue. To this day, I don't even know how the heck she knew where I was. But anyway, so she calls me, she's congratulating me on this new job, but she's offering me a position as a director of sales and marketing at a hotel down the street from the Crown Plaza. Now, the name of the hotel down the street from the Crown Plaza was called the Regency Plaza Hotel. It was a pink boutique-ish hotel at LAX, which was out of place anyway. But what they were going to do, meaning Sunstone, they were going to rebrand it a Courtyard by Marriott. Hence the reason why she was calling me, because of my extensive Courtyard background. So when she told me that, of course, I'm intrigued. I'm asking a lot of questions, but I'm still, wrestling with the fact that I've only been here for 3 weeks and I need some time to think about this. So maybe she gave me a day, a day or so to think about it because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. Of course, yeah, I want to be a director of sales and marketing, but was it too soon? Um, what am I going to tell these people if I do decide to go? Meaning that my new general manager, my new director of sales, my new colleagues. I'm on a roll. I just booked business on the first day. Everything's a buzz. Like, oh, Russell, he's that one that just booked, business on his first day. No one's ever done that before. So I'm wrestling with all these things, right? But after a day of thinking about it, I said, hell yes. When do I start? So yeah, I had to go through the process and how much I was gonna make and all these kind of things. And when they needed someone to start, they needed someone practically immediately. But I knew for a fact that if you're taking a job within your comp set, which this hotel was in the comp set, they would walk you. That's customary for your job, your current job, to walk you, meaning they will pay you out for whatever, and they'll basically terminate your employment because you're going to the competition. So I expected that to happen as soon as I let them know that. So those are kind of things that kind of took place. So I remember asking for a meeting with the general manager as well as my director of sales and marketing, or actually started with my director of sales and marketing, and then she pulled the general manager in, and I explained what was going on. I had been, offered this position as director of sales and marketing. Now, I did not tell them that the Regency Plaza was going to be a Courtyard, that it was going to be rebranded as a Courtyard. I just let them know that I was going to be the new director of sales and marketing there. And I just remember first of all, my director of sales was in shock that I was taking this new position. And then second, my general manager said, well, you know what's going to happen to that hotel, right? I said, what do you mean? He said, well, they're going to demolish it because at that time, it hadn't happened yet, but LAX was, going to do some, I don't know, redevelopment, if you will. And they were tearing down some buildings. And he, in so many words, told me that they were going to be tearing down the Regency Plaza. And I said, well, when was that going to be? And he said, oh, in about 10 years. I'm like, well, I can guarantee you this. I won't be here, and I won't be there in 10 years. So needless to say, I took the position at the Regency Plaza Hotel, LAX, and started the process of rebranding. But before we were able to rebrand, of course, there's other issues that come along with that. But that's for a later time.